Hi everyone, Mr. Chris here with a quick message about the method book that we're asking you to purchase for our programs. The first thing that I like to say is that no matter what, you would have to buy a method book in any program that your kid is entering. Just like you need a textbook for your other classes, you need a music book for your music classes. The students have to have notes in front of them to read in order to get a proper education in this. There's a lot of wonderful method books out there, but there's a lot of reasons why we have to go with the very specific one that we wrote for our classes. First of all, we pace it a little bit slower because we start with younger students. It's better for the older students to go quickly through that material and for it to be slow enough that the younger students are going to be able to go through without it getting a little too hard, a little too fast. But much more importantly than that, and much more consequentially than that, there's no method book that exists that would fit our programs other than the one that we have written. Band and orchestra programs are divided basically everywhere else in the world. Combining these instruments together is something that's very unique in the programs that we're doing. And when we finally decided that we were going to start trying it that way many years ago, we looked for a method book and could not find one that would fit at all. And so many years ago, when these programs were just getting started for us, I started writing the music so that all the students could get their first choice instrument. My colleague Mike Drennan joined in several years later, and we've both been writing material for it for many, many years now. And in the past few, we've put in an effort to get a much more professional looking version published, and it is finally ready this year. We've got the scale sheets, the fingering charts, and all the material in it that we need for now. Um, Based on popular demand, we're actually going to go with a print and play version. Over the last 2 years, I've been trying to figure out how I was going to go about having the book published. I 2 years ago was experimenting with different bindings on the book. Your student got a free copy of it because I bought them all and knew that they were a little bit of an experiment and didn't want to charge people for that. Last year, having found a good binding, I did ask for your help in purchasing those materials, and I really appreciate you helping with that. We had a lot of students, and it wouldn't have really been possible for me to cover it on my own. But based on popular demand this year, now that the book is a finished product, we're actually going to go with a print and play version. The great news about that is that if anything happens to it, you only have to buy it the one time, and then you can just reprint it back out if something happens to it. Um, it will be up to you to decide what kind of binding you want to use for it. I would start cheap, use a pocket folder, and have it live in your student's backpack. That way, it's at school for band days and it's at home when they want to practice. Um, if you want to go a bit fancier, get a 3-ring binder and get the page protectors that leave the page exposed. We ask the students to write on the music all the time. So if they have to be taking it in and out of sleeves, then that can be pretty inconvenient. And so get a binder with the type of page protectors where the page is still exposed and can be written on. That would be kind of the premium binding, but we don't really care. You can do it any way that you want, and as long as the students are showing up with a method book, they're going to be able to participate and learn with us. Please don't let your student take their pocket folder or printed out music and just jam it into their case. That is a really, really, really bad way to do it. And we see all the time students' music coming out and being destroyed. It's not as big of a deal when you can just reprint it back out, but it's going to happen a lot that students show up and they can't even really use their music because it's gotten so destroyed in the case. So definitely please find a better system than that. Last but certainly not least, I just want to mention that we are at the mercy of the goodwill and good faith of our clients. The way that we have this set up on our website is that you make a purchase of the book and you get a password to a password protected website so that it's not just floating out there on the internet for anybody to find. And then from there, you're able to download the PDF and you'll keep that password in your email and you can go back in as many times as you need, or you can just download the PDF and then have the file on your computer. But please don't share the files around. Please don't share passwords with each other so that you don't have to buy. It's just a one-time purchase of this book, and a lot of work and hours have gone into doing it. So just a quick plea for your best behavior in taking care of it. We want you to have it forever and be able to print it out as many times as you need. Um, but we do want our intellectual property protected. Please and thank you. So we really appreciate you picking up a copy of it. Please don't hesitate with any questions or feedback, and we look forward to seeing your kids in class soon. Bye bye.